The
Here
broadcast
we
is
are.
live.
We're live. We're live. We weren't live
We
a few minutes ago, but now we're live.
now
And
we're really
welcome.
live.
Now we're really, really,
We're,
really live.
we were live before. We just weren't live.
Well, energy level was wide. We're live. Welcome to Get Found.
And be seen.
Yes, where you're able to know how to get found and be seen the right way.
The right way.
I'm Monty. I was about to say I'm Monty Armstrong. No, you're Monty Armstrong, and I'm Carl
Yes.
Eileen.
Yeah. Well, last time I checked, anyway.
Last time I checked, I know. Wait. Let me. Okay.
Are we
I got it.
getting this? The swapping of realities going on.
Right. We got to do the point thing again, though.
Oh yeah, you're on the East Coast.
And you're on the West Coast.
On the West Coast.
That was cool. Hey, we did that. It was kind of like it was like choreographed, kind of,
It was
like,
almost. And with our similar little screens in the background, it's almost like we're connected.
We're connected. Yeah, man.
That'd be really cool. One of these times it'll be like, whoop, and I just walk over onto your screen.
That would be cool. That'd be really cool. So, Monty, today we're talking about something really, really cool and exciting. Do you know what that is?
I don't have a clue. What are we talking about?
We're talking about websites.
Oh, websites are cool.
Some people might be thinking, website. What's a website? Like that's so like of yesterday. Not of yesterday. So important.
Very important. Some people have gone so far to say websites are dead.
What? Who said that? Well, let's not go there, I guess.
I don't know about who, but a couple of years back, there were ads all over the place. Websites are dead. Websites are dead. You need a funnel.
Ah, right.
Wait a minute.
Hold up.
A funnel is a website. Sorry to break it to you.
Wait. Monty, can you say that again, please?
A funnel is a website.
Whoa.
Now, a website is not necessarily a funnel.
Oh.
But a funnel, every last single one of them.
Okay.
Is a website.
All right.
You want to know why?
Let me know why.
Because a website is a place on the internet. It's a URL. It's a domain name. It is a place you type in, and that's a request saying, "Hey, I want this information," and the server on the other side says, "Oh, well, here's your web page. There's your website." Does it look like a funnel? I don't know. I'm the server. I'm just giving you whatever it is that's here.
Giving you facts.
That's right. And it's a website. So, I mean, if it's a funnel, if it's a content hub, if it's an e-commerce site, if it's something you can buy from it, or you just look at it, or it doesn't matter. If you type in a domain name and something comes up on your screen, that, my friend, is a website.
Boom. As you say, booyah.
Booyah.
Booyah. Ah, man, I love that. I love this conversation too, Monty, because it's so important. Because a lot, I get it. When you market, a lot of people believe that you got to say specific things. But the hard thing is the listener will take things the wrong way sometimes. So for me, when I heard that message, hey, websites are dead, guess what I thought? I thought websites were dead. So I went straight to the funnel, which it was a fun journey. And, I love funnels. But I'm more getting back to the website thing. And you helped me out with that, actually, Monty, because I had someone doing my website. I had a WordPress site, and it was a nice site, but I didn't understand the back end. And it really intimidated me. And with my intimidation became the frustration. So that's what the time where the idea of funnels came around in my mind. It came to me because I know it came before that time. But now, full circle, coming back to it, you helped me to make it simple, to spell it out simply for me as far as websites. So I'm happy to be back saying websites and website and content hub and all those things as well. So I'm excited, man. Let's go.
Yeah, it takes more than one oftentimes. Most people are going to have more than one website. When you're stuck on a website has an about me and a contact page and all these structures, that's what people get hung up on and say that's dead. And in some regards, the society is shifting away from that because we want things that are
Yeah.
more instantaneous and more focused. And so that's where funnels came in, because it's all
Right.
focused. You know, have a bunch of places that I could go look at this and look at that. So it's like, I'm here for one purpose. But a funnel
Right.
doesn't help an artist or a speaker or an author tell people about the other things that they do.
Right.
So
Right.
that's where, you know, we're already familiar with the term content hub. You know, you have
Right.
one main idea and then all these different posts about the main idea.
Right.
So what I am suggesting is a web presence hub,
Web
where the
presence hub.
main idea is you. So it's a content hub
Woo!
with everything you. So
Everything
if
you.
you're an author and a speaker and a coach and you sell this affiliate thing, and you know, those are all just spokes off of you.
Right.
And so it's not to be confused with, oh, this is where people will find me. I need to put all this SEO into this so that when people search for this and search for that and search, they'll find. Now your web presence hub is for you. It's for you
Right.
to tell people, hey, if you want to know more about me, this is where you go. And that way, if they already know you're an author, they're like, hey, I want to know more about this guy. Then instead of just having an author hub that talks about your other books, you have,
Right.
you know, your whole web presence hub that has your author hub attached to it, and that
Right.
talks about your books. You know.
Yep. I love that. And that resonates with me because with my background as an entertainer, subconsciously in the back of my mind, 3-4 years ago, I thought, wow, I have to leave all of that behind. And I have to focus on this one thing right now. And only this part of me. But the hard part about it was I felt like I wasn't that's a part of me. And not that I wasn't being me, but I was only able to show one side of me. And I'm a type of person, look, you want to know me, you're gonna get all of me because I'm a wholehearted person. That's just me. You know what I mean?
Yep,
So it's
yep.
really hard to make that connection. I felt like I wasn't clicking the way I wanted to. But now with the whole web presence hub, I'm like, look, you get to see who I am, and even with this one thing you want to focus on about me, you get to see why I did that very thing, and you can see all the different things I do, and the why in which I do what I do. It all makes sense. You know what I mean?
It all points back to that, you know, why you are doing it. You hit it on the nose there. It's like, why? What's the driving force that you're
Mm,
doing the thing that you're doing, or the other thing that you're doing? Because both of
right,
those things that you're doing ultimately have the same driving force.
right. And then you want to talk about being authentic. Boom, here I am. You know what I
Right.
mean?
All of me. Once again,
All of me.
it's all of you. Yeah. Now, and
Hmm.
some people, I can almost hear it right now. They're like, yeah, well, I have 7 different funnels. So each one is about my different thing. You know,
Yeah,
and that's fine. That works. But there's no interconnectivity.
right,
Yeah. And again, so it's not saying, hey, let's replace those 7 funnels. No,
right,
it's just a way, let's make a central point that connects all of those funnels. You know,
right,
more so than just an email campaign, because that's a lot of times it's like, oh, well, they go in this funnel and then they get in the campaign, then they get emailed and they get sent to the next funnel, and then it's like, yeah, but what about in the meantime when the person's like, hey, Carl's really really cool and I want to know more about him, I want to know what else does he do, this kind of a thing, does he have a program for that? You know,
right,
perfect. Web presence hub, put it right on there. Then they don't even, because there's the thing is, it's like, oh, well, just contact me. I see that all the time. Got a question? Contact. I have it on my website.
mm,
But
yeah,
there are people that are like, yeah, I just want to, can I just go to the website and read it? Why do I have to fill out a form and wait for the response and then ask my question and then they don't understand it, so I got to ask it again. So it's nice just to have that place. Put it there. And then when you're like, hey, I have this new thing. How do I tell people about my new thing? Boom, right onto the web presence hub.
right. And that that resonates with me because you know what I wanted, Monty. I was like, Monty, I came, we connected in an accountability group. I was like, Monty, the one thing I want is a blog because I love blogging. I love pouring my heart out and sharing about my experiences and what I've learned, in the entertainment industry and also the online space and with marketing and for me it all connects. It all tells a story. So now that I have a blog, I'm so amped in my web presence hub. I'm so amped that I get a chance to share that, so and
Yeah,
help
well,
people.
you had a hub or a blog on
Right.
Medium, but
Medium.
again, it was disjointed. So it wasn't
Right.
giving you the satisfaction that you were looking for. And
Right.
ultimately, you didn't even realize this, but now with a blog on your hub, that is bringing more people in because you're sharing your blog all the time. That's you write your blog, and then on Facebook and on Instagram, you're like, hey, here's a little snippet. Go read the blog. And
Right.
so there's that. Oh, they read the blog, and oh, he's also a dance instructor. Oh, he's also does this. Oh, he's got a whole family of people. Oh, yeah.
And it all deals with presence. Oh, that makes complete sense.
Right. It's not just
You know?
randomness of,
Right.
oh, I rebuild cars and I, you know, dig for gold and I help people with heart surgeries. And it's like, well, what's your motivation? It's like, well,
Right.
I don't know. That's a people pleaser. I can understand that one.
Right. Right. And it's so and it's funny how what you said too. I appreciate you saying that because it's like, well, Medium. Shout out to Medium. I appreciate Medium, but it's not my street. Like I want my own street where I can go out in the middle of the street and say, hey, neighbor, check out my party. We set up tea in front of a house or hot cider in front of the house, and let's have a good time. It's someone
Well,
else's street, so to speak.
exactly, but it's your yard at the very least. It's a, hey, you're checking out my yard sale. Here's my stuff, and look, I got some other stuff over here. I got some. You're not going to the flea market. Medium's
Mm.
like the flea market because someone goes in and they see your thing and they're like, oh, well, you want to see more things like this? Well, this guy and that guy and the other guy has it. Well, come over here.
Ah.
Come away from your yard sale and look at this person's yard sale. That's why
Got it.
YouTube is the same way. And YouTube's a great platform, but for some
Right.
things, it's there trying to lead people into other stuff. So once in a
Right.
while, having your videos on your web presence hub for a specific topic, if you don't want them wandering away to someplace else, that gives you that power of, hey, come to my hub and check this out. And then when they're like, well, what else is there to check out? They're just looking on your hub.
Right. Right. That's so true. That's a good wow. By the way, I thought you were gonna walk over to my side. But that's great. I love that analogy of it, the whole flea market analogy. That's so true. And yeah, YouTube is like that. And YouTube is the bomb, by the way. YouTube is amazing. But I love the fact that and you helped me out with this too. How I could have YouTube on my web presence hub, and if they want to see more videos, they can go to those videos too. But they know to come to that specific spot. And I look at it as having a party, and I can have the party there, and I'm able to serve people in a greater way, in a more focused way.
Right. Yep. Yeah, no, the YouTube's great because it works the other way too, because you have stuff there and then other people are looking at other stuff and then YouTube says, hey, well, what about this guy's stuff? And they come see you. So
True.
it's not that you don't want to use it. It's just that
Right.
understanding the tactic. So that way you can take advantage of the way things work instead of just being carried along in the current.
Right. Carried along in the current. I love that. Now, so we talked about hey, our website's dead, and we established no,
Nope.
websites are not dead,
They're
right?
going strong.
Going strong. Now, who needs a website, Monty? Who would you say needs a website?
Well, pretty much anyone who wants to get found and be seen on the internet in
Mm,
whatever fashion that is. If that's, hey, I want people to be able to search for widgets in North Carolina and I want to come up. Or if it's I just want people who are watching YouTube to get suggestions to come and see my stuff. Or, I mean, there's a bunch of different ways. But the bottom line is anyone who wants to be found should
right.
have some sort of a website, whether that is a web presence hub or not. Doesn't have to be, because if somebody just got one thing, I'm an affiliate for this, that's all I do.
Yeah.
You just need a funnel and you need to drive
Right.
traffic to that funnel. That's perfect. That's awesome.
Right.
But if you're an author and you're an affiliate and you coach, then you need some place to make things congruent.
Right. I love that. Making things, and I love the idea of a hub because I think about a bicycle wheel and that hub right in the middle, and all the spokes come to that hub. It's all
Exactly.
connected. And without it, that tire is not going to turn.
Right. You can go to that next step. I was just going to say, you hear the content hub analogy where the center and the spokes, but you don't ever actually talk about the tire,
Right.
and the tire is the business. And,
Mm.
and moving forward and momentum and all of those things rely on you having a solid center and strong spokes.
Right. Solid center, strong spokes. Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah. You can,
Man.
it's not saying you can't make it work otherwise, but as we discovered, humans discovered with the wheel, when you make a hub and spokes and have a wheel, you can create momentum, and it's a lot less effort and takes you a lot further.
Right on. Right on. Now, let me ask you a question, Monty. What is the best website to use?
Well, just like we were talking about there, that's going to depend, because for one
Mm.
person, a funnel is fine. For another person, they're going to want several funnels and a web presence hub, and then they've
Yeah.
got this app. They need to have a website for people to log into their app, and
Right.
so on and so forth. There's all these different things that will make it different for different people. So it basically comes down to, once you admit, okay, I need a website, what structure do I need? Do I need to make things congruent? Do I need to connect and have interconnectivity? Or am I a focused driver sort that just needs to take this one thing and run with it?
Right. Right. Now that's super helpful, and even from what I heard what you just said too, is like if I don't know where to go and I don't even have a web presence, I don't even have a social media presence. I'll just say, starting from scratch, to ask myself those specific questions before I even get something. Because sometimes I've run into even clients who they're like, I just got to get a website. I got to get this. I got to get that. But they don't know exactly what they want and what they need and where their audience is hanging out at. So that's helpful as far as taking those steps to ask yourself those specific questions.
Right, right. That's part of the imperfect action.
Right.
Because you don't want to do random action.
Right.
It's imperfect is okay, but there's still a sense of strategy involved there.
Right.
So yeah, you need to find out what's going to benefit you. What do you need? Where is your audience? That's probably the biggest factor. Because knowing where they're at is going to help you be able to drive traffic from there to your funnel, your web presence hub, your app, whatever you're trying to promote.
Right. Right on. That was well put, man.
Oh,
That was well put, because you have different people. Everyone's different, and people have different needs. I'm glad we were able to communicate that.
absolutely. Yeah, we're not trying to say this is the one way the only way,
The only
the right
way.
way. It's the right way for a lot of people. And if you're not one of those people, that's okay. We understand. We're not trying to tell you that you need to fit into our norm. We're just saying that from our experience and what we have encountered so far to maintain the goals that we're heading towards, this is what's working.
Right. That's right. Right. This is what's working. Now, and you also talked about too, if we have more than one platform, and having a hub is super helpful. Like, what are, in your experience, like what are some type of platforms you've seen other people have besides funnels? And then you also mentioned apps too, which was, I didn't think about that.
Yeah, that's getting bigger and bigger. People are
Right.
having custom apps made for
Yeah.
themselves, and so I'm actually, one of my clients is trying to put together a nutrition program, and I'm trying to get her to go and have someone make her an app, um, to track the nutrition thing, so somebody can track it on their phone, because right now she's providing a spreadsheet to print out and handwrite in. And so it's like, well,
Mm.
some people have an obstacle with that. So if you had an app, you would be able to encode, but just because she has the app doesn't mean that people would have to use it. They could still print out the other forms. So just accommodating more people. But yes, apps, just selling on Facebook, your
Right.
YouTube, your Instagram, all your social media stuff, your Medium, Reddit. There's tons of different websites that allow you that share and collaborate. And so maybe you want to be able to link to all those different things, because they share and collaborate. But like on your Etsy store, you can't suggest people go other places. because Etsy wants people to stay in Etsy.
Ah,
So that's where the hub comes in, where the hub can point to Etsy, but otherwise you don't have any way to point back. Or
right, right.
relatively. There are things that you can do, but it's not like other things where it's just here's my Facebook, my Instagram, here I'll just put my social links on there.
Yeah, it's a
Um,
no-no.
and then it's once again it's website. It's the same platform, but people look at it differently. E-commerce. So some people have an e-commerce website that's separate from everything else. And funnel and e-commerce are just opposite ends of the website spectrum. Here's the hey, Amazon, you can get anything you want. Or, hey, person experiencing pain in their left knee because of surgeries, I have this thing that'll help you.
Right, right. And I also think about what we're on, podcasts.
Right. Podcast, forums.
Forums, yep, blogs. I gotta say, shout out to the blogs. I don't know why. I just love blogs, man. Love blogs.
Hey, well, it's a great way to express yourself,
Right.
to get it out there. And you're able to fine tune it because you can read through it and say, oh, I don't like the way that sounds. So I'll change that up so it sounds better. And then you feel like you're in control. Sometimes when you're out speaking, you say stuff and then later you think about it, you're like, I could have said that better. That might not have come across the way I intended. So it takes me a long time to write emails and blogs and things because I read back through it 3 or 4 times. That's just me. Just make sure I didn't say that in a way that comes across inappropriately or just not the way I meant. I meant that to be a positive thing, but you read it, it's like, oh, it's not as positive as I meant it to be.
Yeah, that makes sense, man. Yeah, I do love how careful you are with words, though. Just being your accountability partner, it's like, okay, wow, Monty kind of takes his time with this. I'm just like, boom, go for it. All right, really quick pass, edit. Okay, boom, we're ready.
And there's nothing wrong with that either.
You're right. Just
There are
finding that
different
balance.
styles.
Different styles.
Absolutely.
I think about finding that balance, so that's helpful.
And it's great working with someone else who is on that opposite style, so it helps you rein in if you're getting too extreme, and also to learn and experience the other aspect of things that you're maybe not paying attention to.
Right. And at the end of the day, it's all growth. It's all about getting better. This is in the dance world. There's a friend of mine. His name is Fidesz. Shout out to Fidesz. It's like 4 days, but it's spelled Fidesz.
Gotcha.
And he said, dude, we were talking about dancing. I'm like, man, I have a hard time being creative with my movement. He's like, dude, as long as you're dancing to the beat and keep moving, no one can say a word. I was like, huh. So it kind of reminds me of that growth. As long as we keep moving, that's what matters.
Imperfect action.
Growing. Imperfect action. Yep. And but we tacked on something today too with the strategy.
That's right. Yeah. It can't be random action.
Yeah.
And imperfect is suggesting that there's some sort of strategy, some sort of critical thinking involved with that. And just because you're using critical thinking doesn't mean that you're going to get it right. And that's okay. Exactly. Because you used the critical thinking and you tried it out, as long as you can learn from that. That's the only caveat there. You got to learn from it. Yes. You don't learn from it, you're just starting back over again. Yep.
That's true. Now, let me ask you a question, Monty. What about the 3-letter word? That 3-letter word that some people love it, some people hate it. SEO.
Yes, that acronym, that stupid. Oh no, wait, that's what it is. Yeah. Search engine optimization. Yeah, the not to be confused with SEM, which is search engine marketing, where you're paying for things like pay-per-click and other things, but the organic, the natural, the free, the just how the internet finds stuff. People think it's Google, and Google is one of the things, but there are dozens of search engines on the internet. You got Firefox and Chrome and Edge, but then you've got Brave and Neva and all these others, and DuckDuckGo, and some that aren't
I heard
even web
about that.
browsers. They're just search engines that you put into your web browser because they search
Oh,
slightly differently. Yeah. And now with AI out, they're all searching differently. But
yeah. Woo.
so the misconception is that, oh, if I have a website, I have to have SEO or else nobody's going to be able to find me. Well, for one, no one saying no one's going to be able to find you is a little extreme, because you can send traffic. That's part of, a funnel has got no SEO. It's a website
Right.
with no SEO. For the most
Right.
part, there are a few funnels with SEO, but for the most part, funnels aren't
Right.
relying on SEO. They don't care if somebody's typing in, can I get my widget through this funnel? They're sending traffic. They're paying ads or getting in front of an audience that is already interested.
Right. Right. That's it.
So with SEO, if you are have a web presence hub, maybe you want people to start finding you by searching, and you can start doing those things that help promote that. In your case, with a blog, you start linking your different blogs together and just having links in there that you have a word that corresponds. Well, I wrote a blog post about that. Link that over there, and that builds your natural SEO. And but for the most part, for what we're talking about, SEO is not the main factor. With a web presence hub, it's where you're sending traffic. It's not necessarily where, because if it's about you. People aren't saying, well, what about this Carl Aline guy? That's not, they're only asking that because they've seen you already in something else. So that's where
right.
the web presence hub helps, is that they don't need to go and search and go through all these results. And because there's more than one Carl Aline, I found out there's more than one Monty Armstrong in IT. It's like, I mean, it's odd enough that there's another Monty spelled with an E, Armstrong, but then he's the head of the IT department at some hospital somewhere. It's like, how crazy is that?
Another Monty.
But
Can you imagine that?
so I don't want to have people if trying to search me by my name, because they're going to have all these
Right.
other things. They might not find the right thing.
Right.
But if they found me through something, then I have a web presence hub that tells them all about me.
Right. That's great. It's great to have so many options. As my wife says, it's good. I love options. That's what she says. And so it's really good to have different types of options and where you can go and how you want to do what you do. But I'm so happy that the whole idea of even that web presence hub is more talked about, I should say, because I don't think it ever really went away.
No,
Right.
no. There was just a big talk where funnels were the big focus.
Right.
But there were still websites going on, and they the whole time, and they're still here now, and they're still going to keep going.
Right.
And there
Right.
may be some new phases. We may have some
Mm-hmm.
new names come out for specific styles of websites.
Pretty sure.
But otherwise, I mean, it's still going to be the same concept of, I'm going to type in something so that I can receive something. And if it's on the screen and through the internet, that's a web page at the very least. I mean, I guess the misconception could be a website has a whole bunches of pages. No, again,
Yes.
a funnel is one page,
Right.
and oftentimes you'll have another offer after that, but still, the one page is what the person first sees and goes through. Because a confused mind doesn't buy. So the web
Nope.
presence hub is not intended to be selling or to inspire a specific action. It's really just there. It's your wiki. It's your wiki. But you're in control of it.
I love that. It's your wiki.
But
Wikipedia.
you can put on your WordPress website, you can make a page that is a funnel. So you
See,
can have one website that does everything for you. And you just make it where it's focused without a header and a footer, and it's a funnel. And once they get there, that's what they do. Whereas a regular web page would always have the home button or a way to go to a different page or navigate.
right. Boom. I love that. Monty, can we get into our keep it simple phase? Can we keep it simple? Can we get something to keep simple? Can we give people something to walk away with?
How the right kind of website helps you get found and be seen. Well, the Web Presence Hub centralizes and connects all things you. That's the gist of our whole episode here, is that all things you have a place that you can have a interconnectivity for all things you. So that way it makes it easier for people to find your other stuff. Once they find one thing, they can get to your hub from there. They're going to know about all your other stuff. And even though its main purpose is to guide people who have already found you, the long-term effect will build that SEO about you. You just keep plugging into your web presence hub, and the SEO will happen without even trying. And the last point there, keep it simple, is it's search intent. When people are searching, they have an intent. So if it doesn't take much SEO to make you searchable, but the more you have, the better, because it adds credibility to you. So your web presence hub is also about credibility.
I
So there
love
you
that.
go.
It's there. Whoop, there it is, as the song
Whoop,
goes.
there it
Whoop,
is.
there it is. Whoop, there it is. Whoop,
Yep.
there it is. I love that, and it gives you the credibility, and the credibility is important. Sometimes we feel like we need to get credibility from other people. Truth be told is, there's nothing wrong with tooting your horn. There's nothing wrong with saying, you know what, these are the things that I've done. You say it with humility, and in reality, it's facts. You put it
Right.
out and you have your own, I like to say your own street where it's just laid out and people see it. They see your yard, they see what you have to offer, and maybe you can make a difference in their lives and their situation. So, well put, Monty.
And you too, Mr. Carl.
Question: where can people find you if they want to know how to build a web presence and get coaching on it, or have some kind of done for you service for them, because they might be pulling their hairs out? Well, if you're like me, you have no hair.
You've already done it.
I've already done it. Too late, Monty. I'm sorry, but you still had, there was still enough time where you were able to help me with my blog. Where can they find you?
Well, my imperfect web presence hub is currently montyarmstrong.com.
MontyArmstrong.com. And that's right, imperfect action, because that's what we talked about. We want to
That's
make
right.
imperfect action. Go
That's what
for
we
it.
promote. Just strategize and move forward.
Right on. Right on.
And for you, I believe
Yes.
you have a said web presence hub.
Yes.
Where can people find all things Carl?
All things Carl. You can go to carlaline.com. carlaline.com. And by the way, we're both authors and we both publish books. Check out our books. And you can find them on our web hubs.
On our web presence hubs.
There it is. I love it, Monty. I think we've done it.
We did it again.
We did.
One minor snafu, but we survived. We're still here.
We did. But they couldn't even tell our snafu though. That's cool.
That's right.
It's cool. Next time we got to make sure the buttons hit. I'll make sure the buttons hit live.
That's all right. We'll just recover from anything. Look good falling down.
Ah, there it is. Look
there
good falling down. Well, there you have it. Talk to you soon, everyone, and we'll see you again on the other side on Get Found
and Be Seen.
Bye.